Ida for moving out of my parents' house after I turned 18? So this is a bit of a long one, also I'm on mobile. So I, 19F, moved out of my parents' house, 55 meters 50F, 2 months after I turned 18. To give some context, my parents have been pretty on and off my whole life. I didn't even move in with my dad until I was 9, and shortly after I moved in, his now wife moved in and they got married. For this post my stepmom will be referred to as my mom. There has been so many issues in the past, think alcoholism, neglect, and a lot of emotional abuse, controlling behavior, with a lot of the emotional abuse and control coming from my stepmom who highly favored her own kids. It got to the point where I begged them to let me leave when I was 16 and they refused. I will admit I was no star role model, but I believe my actions were the result of such a negative upbringing. I always warned them that I would leave once I turned 18. So after I turned 18, I got the opportunity to visit another state and I went with nothing more than a couple of suitcases. I had absolutely no intention of staying. However, once I got there I realized how much I loved it there and wanted to live there. For once there was no one yelling at me about how I'm a pig/messy or commenting on my appearance. It felt peaceful. I didn't know if I would have another opportunity to fly out again before I wanted to move and didn't want to miss out on a great opportunity, so I asked my parents to extend my stay. Some important info during this was that I bought my own plane ticket and had enough money in my savings account to live on for quite some time. I was financially independent from them at this time. The only thing I wasn't paying was rent/utilities. They immediately lashed out and told me that I wasn't allowed to extend it and that if I really wanted to move then we could talk about it when I got home. I knew that meant I wouldn't be allowed to fly out again. So I told them that if that was how they felt then I just would not be coming home. I was staying with a trusted family friend at this time who really needed a roommate and was very on board with me staying, and I had a good job offer, so I told my parents that I was going to stay and I wasn't coming home. They were livid. They started yelling at me, name-calling etc., and I finally told them that there wasn't anything they could do and they hung up. The only thing they said to me afterwards was not to bother coming back for my things because they were throwing everything of mine away, which they did. I've had minimal contact with them since. Ida,